I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
I mean, if it goes like crazy graphic, I might want to hold. But I mean, like, I'm okay with something. Like, if it goes like super graphic, I might be a little meh. But
You can always say no. That's the thing. You can always say no. We are cool with that. I know I saw. I'm just getting
oh
pop out chat ready so I can see chat and look at the questions at the same time so I can be a responsible question asker. God damn it, Alex.
yeah, Alex, I don't know what's happening.
He's our intern. Um, oh, good. He posted questions. Thank you, him. All right. If everyone's ready, then I'm gonna grab my drinkapoo. Have a sip. That is, it's a Moscow Mule. I'm not gonna.
Chug
Hold
the
on,
holy
darling,
poo.
Oh, here we begin. All right. Flam and Milk, you guys ready?
Yes.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to the Barcast, where the bar gets lower each and every week. Your bartenders for this evening are Flammenwerfer,
Rehehehe.
Milk,
It was that Scooby Doo you were trying?
Not really trying, but yes.
and I'm a non-pencil. And this week we have a wonderful special guest with us named Twinkletail.
Hello, I am a pony.
Oh, good. For those of you who have never tuned in before, the Barcast is a My Little Pony related podcast where we get guests on and we ask them questions that our audience wants us to ask them. We make them miserable for 2 hours, and you guys get to watch us do it. We also like a little bit of audience participation, so I'll be watching the chat for any questions you might want to add in or ask. You can also ask questions in the thread. We have a charity we donate to, Red Wings Horse Sanctuary. We'll talk more about that later. But also, we have a drinking word. How this works is if you hear us say the word, you have a nice healthy drink. Remember, drink responsibly. Take sips, not shots. Don't go to the hospital again. We would not like a three-peat. Thank you.
Oh,
Milk. It was 2 times.
I only remember one time. When was the fucking second time?
Fairly recently, like in the last 6 months.
For fuck's sake.
oh my God! Wow.
Apparently, they just made themselves sick with it, and they were fine. So,
So
anywho,
I shouldn't have the drinking word just playing on me, behind me on loop the whole time, right?
I mean, you could. I'm asking. It's up to them to drink responsibly. To be clear, the onus is on our audience.
So I shouldn't fill this gallon-ass jug full of gin and rum, right?
Please, why would you mix those? Anyway, Milk. What is the drinking word today?
The drinking word is darling.
Darling. Well, for those of you who are regular watchers, I can tell that you know that like Flam is just vibrating with anticipation for this.
I'm gonna go through this apple juice fast.
Also, Enigma's in our chat asking questions. Enigma, if we'd love you to be here, you're not. We blame you. Anywho,
I'm shaking my fist right now. I know it doesn't come up very well on the audio. I'll try better.
well, let's find out a little bit of our guest to start with. Let's ask you some really basic questions so that our audience can get acquainted with you. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Here we go. Twinkletail, who are you and what do you do for the fandom?
Oh man, you hit me with a real hardball question. Really, I'm sorry. I gotta think about this. I'm sorry. I'm not very funny.
And then the rest of the chat was just silence. The entire rest of the chat.
All right. Yeah. Off to a great start. I'm Twinkletail. You could just call me Twinkle, whatever works. If you just call me Tail, I guess that's fine too, but I'm used to the other half. I've been doing a lot of writing. Well, not recently. I had been doing a lot of writing on film fiction because I like to write about ponies that are happy and love each other, and sometimes other stuff. But yeah, that's what I do. I do the rights.
And what is it that originally got you into the fandom?
All right, so probably the same way a lot of other people got into the show if they came in right near the beginning of the G4. I kind of found it on 4chan.
Of course, you are one of us. Yes.
Yeah, so I logged in one day and it was just like there are so many cute little pictures of ponies and this is making people angry and I don't understand. So I checked out the show. I'm like, this is nice. And then I was like, I'm gonna mess with the people who don't like this for some reason. So that's actually why I have my name Twinkletail, because I wanted to come up with something that just sounds disgustingly cute.
It
So
does sound like a pony name. It absolutely sounds like a pony name,
I
for
almost
sure,
thought
for
it
sure.
was a pony name for a while.
they used it in the comics just recently for a diamond dog.
Mm.
Well,
I
you are
Oh,
considered
official.
suing.
You are
no.
canon now. You are canon.
It was like something Twinkletail, and I decided not to go too far into the litigation because I'm on a budget. So
So you're saying you did not at all get your name from Magic Animal Friends Molly Twinkletail from Scholastic Books?
for maybe subconsciously.
Let me demonstrate, and behind the counter I will show you an image.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, it's adorable.
Yep,
I
that's
changed my
that's
mind. I
you.
did get my name from that.
Molly Twinkletail, there you go. I know, I know, but I was nice. I was
It's holding
nice.
a little satchel. I love it.
Um, Enigma wants to know, does anyone call you Twinks for short?
I've gotten Twinks. I've gotten Twink. I've gotten Twank, Twonk.
Not
Pretty much.
Twinkie?
Hmm?
No Twinkies yet?
No, it has. Anything that starts with Twink or sometimes just Twin, I'll get fairly often.
But no
Twonk.
TTs yet, right?
Not that I recall. Maybe behind my back.
TT.
Really?
Um,
How's it
not
even better, Scooby? I liked it.
he can do genuinely good ones. He's just being a shit. You guys, you're right. I am shitting on you now that Enigma's not here.
Look, you got to do what you got to do. You got an addiction. I'm here to placate it as much as I can.
I know, I know. I need to
An,
be mean to
an
someone.
addiction to being mean. That's a new one.
And here's
You
the
let
thing,
me.
Pencil. Enigma will come back sometimes with something witty or just play off of it. If you shit on me, I'll just have my hands folded on my lap and be like, yeah, what else?
I hate it. Thanks.
Right.
Anyway, dear Twinkletail here. I I wanted to know now that you're here in the fandom. What is it that keeps you here, and where do you see us as a fandom going in the future?
Well, honestly, what really drew me to everything first was just how cute and happy everything was, because it was just kind of nice to, get away from all the garbage that I was seeing on 4chan and, see the cute, happy side. And then I kind of started. I try to keep it still cute and happy. Like most of my stuff I write is very fluffy and chill and like, oh, this pony is in love with this pony, and that's it. But
Okay.
well, a little more, I guess. I mean, I don't want to I'm like shitting on myself as a writer. Good, that's another good start, right? But I it's just been like cool. I'm not the most social person, but I always see like nice people when I go to cons and everything. It just seems like the parts I stick around. They just seem like a very chill fandom. So it's just and I like making people happy with writing. So
That's a great motivation to write. Of course, you can't make everyone happy, so as long as you're making
no.
yourself happy too, that's what matters.
I like being happy. I know that's a hot take, but
In the pony fandom, it is. Are you kidding? Everyone here loves being miserable. Have you met us?
ever since Twilight got wings, I just hated everything.
Don't fucking get me started on Twilight and her wings. Damn it. um, well, we're talking about Twilight. We're talking about favorite parts of the fandom. So let's get, I said no politics. but it's time to make enemies. It's time to be
Oh,
controversial.
man.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm clenched. I'm all good.
Who? God damn! I was gonna give a delivery, but that was good. Who is best pony?
See, now, I've been struggling with this just recently because for the longest time it was straight up no debate Applejack.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
I have more fun writing Pinkie Pie.
ooh, interesting, interesting. We haven't had a Pinkie Pie answer in, I would say, quite a while. Why Pinkie Pie? Defend your incorrect answer.
But I only gave the right one. What do I do now?
Defend your answer.
uh, which one, Applejack or Pinkie? Because Applejack,
Well, I mean, you did sort of mention that you prefer writing Pinkie. Why
yeah,
do you prefer writing Pinkie?
it's. I've had people tell me that they feel well when I talk to them online, like I'm almost a Pinkie Pie brought to life, because sometimes when I'm writing, I just go on these tangents, and well, it's not that she just goes on tangents because some people write her as just everything is completely random and just no holds up spork, haha. But like it's just like I always see it as like she's random, but she's got ideas behind the random things that she spouts out, so they're all kind of linked somehow, and she's a much more like interesting and not just random character than some people think. And I have a lot of fun with writing that. Like she'll go on a little tangent, but she has a reason why she's doing so, and it's just a lot of fun writing her. She makes me smile a lot.
And we're back to like you do what makes you happy. Again, this is a great motivation. So fuck yeah.
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 I think she had a song about smiling. I can't remember. I'm not sure.
Was it the one with all the blood and guts and violence and
Yeah, that was it. Oh god, I haven't seen that in a
Yes.
long time.
I convinced them to put it on the PA system and video at a gay bar recently, and everybody loved it, and I've never recovered.
It's good that
Anywho,
they're open-minded.
they're at a gay bar. What do you what do you expect? Um, um. Anyway, we have a question. We have a question for it from the chat, and I'm gonna just explain this. Muggany, as common, this is very common in questions from our group. Muggany
Hmm.
asks, "How big penis?" And I said, "Oh, I can ask that. Would you like to ask it in a more creative way?" Alex responds, "How large penis?" So
uh, I've been told on a horse they could go on to like 12 I don't know, like 12 inches, 13 inches. I haven't actually watched a lot of horses' penises, so
I like that you assume the question is how big is a horse's penis, not how big is your own. But you know what?
I
I will.
already said at the beginning I'm a pony. Jeez. Ugh.
Well, oh, okay, there we go. That answers that. Okay.
You're a pony where it counts. I see. That was
Yep.
that was a mega mind answer.
These
Holy
are the
shit.
hard-hitting ones.
I'm still not over like how big penis. Oh, would you like to rephrase how large penis? Yep,
It,
thank you.
well, there's more letters in large than big, so that's a bigger
Yep.
word. That's smart.
Anywho, we're gonna move on to questions from the chat, I believe. And
Hello, the chat.
Twinkletail says hello. Our first question comes from Alex underscore. But first, I'm gonna ask you something else, Twinkletail.
Okay.
Here's the question. What is that word that Rarity always says?
Um, I think it was let me think about this real hard.
My God.
No, not
Transference. Um,
not the gamer language she said in like the third episode.
colloquialism. Oh no, it was darling. I'm sorry, I was thinking of someone else.
Yay, we drink. Anyway, questions from Alex underscore. Underscore. Wow, that's me. I've only had one sip of alcohol and I said that. Um, first question appears to be woohoo.
I agree.
Next question is
Yay.
well,
Oh,
yay. Oh, you're
oh, that
fine.
was a. Wait,
That
did I
was it.
answer it right?
Yeah, you did. You did
Oh,
it. You
good.
passed.
Whew. That was the one thing I was hang up. I just didn't want to answer a question wrong.
Well, then you're going to have to be careful for the next one, which
Oh.
is what are your top 3 fashion and beauty tips?
Oh gosh. Okay, so you know how some people have like long hair and they're like, look at this hair, it's really nice and long. I just shave all my hair off, almost. So my first fashion tip is don't do what I say, just like do whatever you want, dear, because I just shave mine off. So that's a good fashion tip, right? That's
Yep.
fashion. Is hair fashion?
That is fashion, and then Priest has a very similar view of that, so I'd say that counts.
Yeah.
My one fashion tip for everyone out there, guys, listen to me and listen to me closely. Suits are very attractive. You know how you see a girl in a sundress and you're like, well, hot damn. Well, some girls are also looking at a girl in a sundress and are like, hot damn. If you want to attract the female species, dress
Wear a
up.
sundress.
Also that. Also that. Um, Sundresses and suits on both men and women. Let's do it.
All right.
Is there a sundress suit that I can wear?
I'm gonna
Oh, that
check.
would be
Hold on.
awesome.
Sundress suit. Let me find out.
Probably some weird shit out there that it absolutely.
Like is it
Yes,
business on top
yes,
and then a skirt on the bottom?
absolutely.
Like a
It is.
sundress, but the front is patterns like a suit,
Well,
a suit jacket.
I'm just
I
gonna
mean, there
post
are
this
those
and
like
like
there are
raise
those
my
like
eyebrows.
there are
There you
those like
fucking go, kid.
sleeveless suits for women that just
There,
Oh,
make me fucking
this.
return to monkey. Like,
Look, Flam, look at it
where is it?
that's a
behind.
good
Oh,
look.
oh yeah.
That
Right,
I
so
like.
I'll wear that at the next convention that we go to.
Do
Just
it.
behind the camera, right? That just
That
looks
is.
like a normal. I mean, is that really a sundress suit? That honestly just looks like it just looks like a freaking nice suit jacket with just a nice dress under it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a it's a good
Sure.
look.
No,
It is
what
the
really makes me return to monkey is the sleeveless suits. Now that shit just fucking just makes me fucking go home.
the look. The look I posted is absolutely come over here. It's time for me to crush your balls under my high heels, kind of a look, and I'm here for it. When are we not doing CPT? Come on.
I came to the right show.
Do I need to play the anthem?
No,
There's
no,
an anthem? What?
We will actually get like copyright stricken.
Oh.
Do not do this.
Oh.
Okay, no, we can post a link to it later. Do not play it. We will get copyright struck. Okay. Do you have any unhealthy habits?
Oh my god, yeah. I'm a terrible eater. Like very terrible. Uh I eat a fair amount of fast food and I probably shouldn't, but I do. So that's a pretty terrible I mean, eat what you like, make yourself happy, but yeah, it's still fairly unhealthy.
I understand. We all have our vices. We all have our food issues. But health good. Work on your health, everyone. Please,
No,
please don't kill
my
yourself.
vice is those frosted donuts that are like just full of artery clogging shit.
Oh.
Like those ones, like the donuts from Hostess. Oh my god, those are like grenades for your arteries, but I fucking love
Uh, my friends and I do sorry for accidental plug. We do a podcast where we play our tabletop role playing games, and we used to bring chips to the games, but now we can't because we realize that doesn't make for very good listening when the listeners are just hearing us crunch on chips. So we're like,
ASMR, here we come.
so we're like, we need something soft and good and it
it.
always becomes Pop'ems.
Huh.
Oh, Pop'ems. What?
I
I know
have
what
to
the fuck
go.
this shit is.
It's a little donut hole, basically
Yeah.
Munchkins, but Entenmann's makes them, and usually they're frosted, like glazed, but they have chocolate ones too.
Sometimes they do like cinnamon sugar powdered on the outside. I've had those.
Oh,
I know
I haven't
they
found those.
they're kind of sexual. Like they'll also do like powdered sugar and like chocolate glaze. they're really good, and they are genuinely like worse for you than donuts. They're made from like the same dough as Twinkies. I swear to fuck.
I'm part of that word.
Really?
Actually, Flam, that is a perfect segue into the next question, which is: have you ever seen a ghost?
Have I
Like
ever?
zoinks!
I'm sure there were times where I was younger that I was certain I did. Uh, this is going to be sort of a boring answer, but not so much. I mean, I believe that is very, very possible, but I guess I haven't been lucky enough. They don't hang out with me. I should maybe. Is there any hints to get ghosts to come hang out with me?
Yes, you need to buy a ghost gun and hold them hostage. That way they stay with you forever.
Oh, is that a ghost gun like a gun that's died or like a gun meant to shoot ghosts?
Like Ghostbusters, like Ghostbusters.
Oh,
It could be either, or you could just get like a really old timey revolver.
ah, dang it! I think the old timey revolver store is closed right now, though.
That's okay. You can borrow mine. It's still loaded too.
Oh, thank goodness! Ghosts, come here! I have to make you friends via weaponry.
Good, excellent. So, is there anywhere in the world that you'd really like to visit?
I I've always wanted to go to England. I don't know why. I don't know. That was just I think because when I was young, I was like, oh, that'd be a cool place to go, and I could speak to the people there without having to learn a new language because I'm bad at learning languages. So it would be like, oh, hey, and they'd say hi, and I wouldn't have to learn something else. I mean, like, I have no problem with other languages. I'm just terrible at learning second languages or third or anything.
Well, we can change up that question a little bit and make it a little bit more interesting. What about anywhere in fiction?
Oh,
Right?
hmm.
I actually really like this question, Alex. Feel free to ask this one again. This is good.
Uh, there's a show I've been watching recently called Centaur World.
Oh, Enigma, where is Enigma? Enigma's not here to like absolutely like splooge his verbal load at you about how much he loves that show.
I love it too. It's fantastic. For some reason I told my friends as soon as I watched one episode and got into it, I'm like, I don't know what it is with me and watching cartoons about hooved animals, but here I am.
Is
But
the natural progression.
Glendale
Have
is the best. But I feel like that would be a fun place to go. Although there's a lot of there's the thread. I haven't finished season 2 yet, so I don't know exactly what's happening there. I won't give spoilers for what I know already, but I feel like there's a lot of dangerous things that I don't know about yet. But it would still be cool because it's very colorful and like half the things talk to you. Although I guess that would get frustrating after a bit. Like if I just sat down and like my chair started talking to me, it was a chair tar. I might have to go somewhere else.
or you could sit on his face and listen to it as it made sex noises at you. Just put that.
Oh, they didn't include that in the show. I didn't know that happened.
That's why you write the fan fiction.
Yeah, but that would be fun. A fun place.
I'm uncomfortable with how you worded this next question. What is the best sandwich filling? The
Specific.
I don't like filling here. Like
This doesn't limit you to traditional sandwich fillings. It's just your preferred filling of sandwiches.
yeah, like what is your best sandwich filling?
Well, I mean, the way I think of sandwiches is, bread with something in the middle. So I guess if I'm thinking of a bologna sandwich, then I'd have to put something in the middle of the bologna to make that the sandwich filling because the bologna is part of the sandwich, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so like what's your I get it, like you're putting things in a sandwich, but I don't think of it as a filling. I feel like a jelly in a jelly donut is a filling, or like the like cheese and spinach in a ravioli is a filling, or like pizza stuff inside a calzone is a filling. I don't
Or like
think
you get a filling when you go to the dentist.
Yeah. Oh God, I literally have to do that this month. Thank you for the reminder.
No
Dolphin
problem.
pussy
I've been
jelly.
Is it concerning that when we mentioned filling, you guys are thinking of food and I was thinking of other things?
You were thinking of anus.
I was
Ken?
thinking of other things.
Yeah,
Vagina
what else?
anus?
No.
Pussy?
That's called a cloaca.
Pussy!
Yeah, the cloaca. I want to come, shit, and fart and piss on you all at the same time.
The cloacacy?
It's that fucking doesn't make. Do you want
Does anything fucking make sense that I say? I don't think so.
Yeah. What else?
Twinkle, I have to tell you, you've brought this kind of weird, like, 4 a.m. punch drunkness out of us, and I don't know how you've done it, but I fucking love you for it.
Hooray! And I only said darling once.
Two. I'll have another.
I guess back to the question, my favorite sandwich.
Sorry.
Just a good. It's all right. I like tangents. I talked about Pinkie Pie already. I just like a good old bologna and ketchup sandwich. I'm very
No cheese.
occasionally, but I'm very plain with my sandwiches. Like I go to Subway and they'll ask me what I want on my sandwich, and I'm like, "That's it, just bag it up," and they'll just stare at me. So I'm very very plain with my food.
Dirty little secret is I don't like cold sandwiches. I like grilled and hot sandwiches and melted things on my sandwiches. I don't like cold sandwiches. So
You
I've
gotta
grown
bring
to
your
appreciate.
some fucking heresy up in this bitch.
yeah, the Barcast disagrees with me wholeheartedly.
I mean, I've grown to appreciate hot sandwiches more recently because I used to just do just like cold sandwiches, but then back to Subway, I've been getting them grilled more often, so I'm branching out little by little.
I'm a grilled cheese bitch. Like
Oh,
you put that shit on the menu, I'll be like, how much cheese can I put in it? And how many types? How many slices? I'm
There's
ready.
literally a place right next to my mom's place that's just grilled cheeses.
We
oh
have
God.
this here called Melt that is just grilled cheeses too. And honestly, my favorite grilled cheese that is made locally is it made at Brown Chicken Brown Cow. And that's literally what it's called.
Oh
And it
wow.
is a blue cheese, sharp cheddar, Emmentaler, thin sliced green apple on sourdough.
What the hell's an Emmerthaler?
Emmentaler cheese is a really, really rich and very melty, liquidy, delicious cheese.
Y'all and your damn fancy cheeses, I swear.
I am a fancy cheese. Excuse me. Anyway, we have questions.
No, first, can I have that sandwich? That sounds very good.
I will. I will see if I can. Like if you're ever in the Bay Area, let me know. I'll tell you where to go get it. Genuinely.
Everyone knows the best cheese is Kraft Singles.
A man of culture we see here.
Don't. I have recently eaten so much Kraft Singles cheese flam. Don't even fucking talk to me about that.
You actually eat Kraft Singles? I'm impressed. I was just waiting for you to at me.
Koreans put American cheese on their ramen. It is common. It is normal. And so when I make
Fucking
Korean ramen, I put American cheese on it. American cheese is fine. It's low
fucking
calories. It's low fat.
lay me marrows cheese American cheese.
This episode of the Barcast is sponsored by Kraft Singles.
You know what? And actually, white American cheese, fresh made, is fucking delicious. And how dare anyone suggest otherwise?
I wouldn't, especially not now.
And you too can learn to argue about pointless bullshit because of our sponsor, Curiosity Stream.
When do we get
Straight
sponsored by Bad
No,
Dragon?
we're actually not.
I would love to be sponsored by, literally anyone, but instead, no. No one wants to touch us with a 10-foot pole.
Get Raid Shadow Legends. They sponsor everyone.
Yeah.
I know we've been tempted to like call them, but we'll just be told no, like all the other people, like NordVPN.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to ask Bad Dragon because I feel like they're the ones who actually sponsor us for doing
Yeah,
stupid
Bad Dragon
shit.
would actually sponsor us. Either way.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, Arcade Striker JK5 wants to know what is your favorite non-MLP franchise?
Well, actually, I'm kind of leaning towards Centaur Worlds again because it's really real. It's like I had a friend of mine tell me, I showed her the first episode, and she said, "Did you secretly write this show?" Because she is like exactly my weird kind of thing. Although, but then behind the weird is like actually emotional and good story writing and everything. So I've gotten really into them. And then there's another thing called I don't know if a lot of people. It was popular a couple of years ago. Last year I think, called Blaseball.
Baseball. I'm not familiar.
Uh, it's a it's a website basically where they simulate baseball games, but with weird teams, and people get set on fire during it, and there's a squid god and a peanut god and all of these other crazy things
I
and all
actually really don't hate this. This sounds hilarious.
it's on break right now. We're all the people there are kind of like waiting for it to start again, but I've been actually I have a Twitter account where I play as one of the characters because that's how I get into these things. She's a cat girl named Sophia Parson. The Nolanett and E are silent.
So, how is the name pronounced?
Sophia Parson. I'll write it in the
Good.
there.
Excellent.
That's
Okay.
Sophia Parson.
Okay. Good. That's good.
I'm sure that that joke went especially well for the people who can't see what I just typed. I'm always
Yeah.
thinking.
It's just for us. You're gonna have to put it together. So,
Yeah.
another question for you. Have you ever done anything like fan work, etc., for a non-MLP franchise?
Oh wow, I accidentally linked this to a good segue because I've written one little story for Blaseball.
Have
Uh
you really? Where can we find it?
uh shoot, is my name on Archive of our own Twinkletail? I think it is.
Oh,
Uh
I will keep an eye open for it then.
yeah, I've been meaning to write more. I've had a lot more, but my writing brain has kind of been on holiday for a bit. Except
Is
for the
that
sorry.
is that your only story that you have in there, or can we find other interesting fan works by you?
That's it for now. If I ever get myself off my ass and write more, I was thinking of putting my FimFix stories on there too. But at the moment, you go find me on there. It's one single little story about a cat girl who likes a cat boy.
Ooh woo. Um, Marky Striker JK5 would also like to know how much of your tail twinkles. Is it just the tip or the entire tail? Can you use it as a landing light?
If she likes you enough. Um,
Ooh. Oh my. Does it twinkle more when she's excited?
that's a let me add that to the lore doc for I had made her as just the tip, having been yellow, because I wanted her to have her own little unique thing, and I wanted her tail, the tip of her tail, to twinkle. So because I have to be silly, and of course that got my friends commonly calling her piss tail instead.
Oh, lovely.
But yeah, her special little thing when I was first getting into the fandom, it was like my character has to be unique and no one like her at all. Was that, and also she could move the stars with her magic, and then I got rid of that because I realized how silly that was.
That's not silly. That is an adorable, like, fanciful flight into the pleasant mind that you have.
Pleasant, I like that word. It's a good word to describe me. I hope. I try.
On to someone else who.
Darling.
Yay! Never mind, not going on. Hold on.
This is bad. If I punctuate my own created awkward silences with that word, it could be a problem.
I expect it will be.
I'm gonna need more
And
gin if we keep going like this.
Jesus. We're gonna go on to someone else who's also quote pleasant, and that's Muggany. Muggany would like to know: do you have a favorite TV show or movie? You've already talked about Centaur World, so how about a favorite movie?
Oh, let's see. I'm not going to say it's favorite because it's very recent and recency bias will kind of come into play, but I recently watched Encanto and I adored it. Uh,
I enjoy it as well.
Very nice little movie. I was expecting to like it, and I liked it even more than I expected. But favorite movie overall? I liked Jim Carrey's Man on the Moon because I'm a big fan of Andy Kaufman.
Interesting choice. That's a very unusual one, I would say.
Just like Andy Kaufman.
I'm thinking, when you think Jim Carrey, you do not think Man on the Moon.
No. I mean, he was good in a lot of other things, but that movie is just. I always liked Andy Kaufman's really strange sense of humor, and yeah, that kind of just hit the right spot. That and Rat Race. Rat Race was another great movie.
No,
This
that
is a
was a great fucking
classic.
movie.
Absolutely classic.
Yeah,
Uh,
I haven't seen that in a while. I need a DVD of that. Do people still do DVDs, or am I behind the times with that too?
I still keep a lot of my DVDs, actually. I've gotten rid of quite a few that I also have digital copies of, but I keep some out of sentimental value or because they have special features and stuff.
I always feel like I'm behind the times with a lot of things like that. So I'm glad.
Unless you're still playing video cassettes and 8 tracks, I think you're good. Do you have
I
a favorite? Oh no, go on, go on, go on.
no, I was just going to say I'm still on records, but that was a silly joke because 8 tracks were older.
No,
Wait,
honey, no. Records have been around since the early 1900s
eight
and
tracks
before.
haven't.
And before to like the 18 my soul, I should not be taking this seriously. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm
no,
sorry.
I legit didn't know records were around that long though.
Oh gosh, yeah, phonographs has been around for a long time. Like they go way back.
I think one of the first ever like proper recordings on a phonograph was someone singing "Mary Had a Little Lamb" and then fucking something up and then saying "Oh fuck" before it
That's
cuts.
one of the first. Yeah, no, that's correct. Because like
Yeah, no,
record players, like the original like quote records were actually cylinders. Why am I getting into this? I'm so
because
sorry.
it is fascinating. There is one thing. There is like a 10-minute thing that's like the first of like the of all the mediums that I've watched a couple times. It's actually really funny and cool and fascinating.
Like it's when was the record where he says fuck? Because I've actually listened to it. You can
I
barely understand
think
him trying to sing, and
I
then
think
he
it's
says
mid
fuck.
1800s. I think it was like
Yeah,
mid 1800s. It was like something
it
ridiculous like
was.
that. Like the first proper photograph, still photograph taken was like in the early 1800s.
Whoa.
And yeah, it was in some village in France, and it looks like absolute dog water. But then if you do little enhancements, you can actually see what it actually is. It's mind blowing.
Okay. Apparently, it was recorded between 1878 and 1885. So we learned something. Everyone learned something. We're now an educational podcast.
Yay!
And everywhere that Mary went, oh fuck, and
Yeah, that's
ends.
what he said. Because it broke. Uh, let's become normal humans again and say, what's your favorite book?
Favorite book? I actually want to go with one from my childhood. So many of my things are like, oh, I like cartoons, I like this, I like that. But there was a book I remember reading as a kid called The Phantom Tollbooth. It was just
Yes,
very,
good book. Good book.
yeah. I always just liked how like, you know, it had clear cut morals in there, but it was not like, oh well, I'm just telling you the moral. It made it like a flowery, like colorful way of presenting these morals to you, and that kind of writing stuck with me a lot. But if we're also going with other kind of writings that stuck with me a lot, I would probably have to say Hitchhiker's Guide.
That is like grade A, top notch comedy. If you want dry, dark comedy, it is so good. Like the first paragraph alone is amazing. I can't recommend Hitchhiker's Guide enough. I agree.
Mm-hmm. It's just
Uh,
like exactly like you said, like a dry humor that just really works right for me.
mhm. So, what is your favorite non-pony character from My Little Pony? Like, I know you're a pony and whatnot,
I'm a pony. Sorry, I'm just
but who
explaining it.
who is your favorite non-pony character?
Huh. It's I'd say probably a tie between Yona and Silverstream.
Yona and Silverstream. Those
Yeah.
are very
Hmm?
not alike creatures. I'm glad to hear you say not Spike. So good for you.
Oh man, I have a history with Spike.
As do I. We we are not fond of each other.
I don't mind him, but I had one story that I wrote a while back because there were some people who were like, I would post a story and then some people would comment and say, "Why didn't you include Spike in this story? You're a racist." And
What? What? Jesus Christ.
so then I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, geez, if someone said that for one of my stories, in that case, I would have been like, yes, yes, I'm racist against Spike.
I would have been like Spike bigot number one right here.
Yeah, and then someone's gonna cut that out of context and just me saying I am a racist.
They would 100%. But let's tread lightly. Um,
Well, what I did in response to that was I wrote a story called "Spike is in this story," where it's about all the ponies saying like, "Oh, our whole lives revolve around you. We can't do anything without you." And then like Twilight said something about she was going to do something without him, and they all yelled at her, and I think they killed her in some way. I can't remember.
that's great. That is a non-pencil approved grade A plus. What is the name of this story again? Hold
Spike
on.
Spike is in this story.
Spike is in this story. I'm gonna add it to the Barcast favorite stories group. Hold on. Yes, excellent, good. I'm adding it. Add to group. The Barcast highlighted stories of our guests. You've been highlighted. There we go.
Yay! I like highlighters. I like the yellow ones the most.
Is it because they taste like lemons?
Do they? Ooh, I'll
You'll
be
need to
right
find them.
back.
No! Speaking of eating things, God, we're so good at transitions. What is your favorite McDonald's order?
Oh, well, McDonald's is my favorite fast food altogether. Uh, number 7, the 2 cheeseburger meal, large. No pickles or onions. Again, I'm very plain with my meal. High C orange to drink, and if I'm feeling especially hungry or if I want to save something for like later, I'll toss in a quarter pounder with cheese or a fillet of fish.
So you
Ah.
knew the fucking number. Jesus.
You know what? That makes me almost want to get McDonald's for dinner.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
No. I'm Slam, be strong. Health.
Hey, when I had ramen for lunch, I didn't have any breakfast because I had to go into the office, and I had ramen, and I packed that shit with double chicken. It was a chicken ramen, so it wasn't a pork broth, so it's not loaded with calories.
Yeah,
The
that's
broth
considerably
itself,
less, but
yeah, with standard noodles, uh, double chicken I ordered in that shit, and the flavored egg for that extra protein hit. And then on the side, I got chicken karaage. If I had to estimate, that's probably anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 for all inclusive. Not even that, probably. Now that I think
not even
about it.
that. No, not even that. But Slam, if you have too much protein, you're gonna destroy your colon. Beware, beware, beware,
Oh
beware.
no, I've here's the thing. I do like 200 something grams a day, and my colon is fine. It's just no one will want to be around me for reasons.
Ah, understood. Okay.
Yes.
We have a we have a very interesting question now from Meganese.
Jinkies.
Oh
Indeed.
no. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip before this because
But I didn't say the word.
I need one because I have to read a very long paragraph.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
What would you do if you were driving down a remote road at night and you're starting to run out of fuel? You're getting a little worried, but thankfully you see a gas station up ahead. You pull over and fuel up, and when you go to pay, the gas station attendant says, "Oh no, no charge," and gives you an incredibly menacing look. You get back into your car and you see him staring at you, unblinking from within the gas station kiosk. Starting your car, you pull back onto the road, starting to drive away, but you notice another car pull out of the gas station, following behind you. It's moving a lot slower, though, so you're able to put some distance in between it and you. And soon enough, its headlights vanish behind a curve, and you're alone again. Just you, driving ahead down the lonely stretch of shadowed trees. Or so you think. Eventually, your car begins to sputter, and you have to pull over. Just what did I do?
No. No, it's not you. Please continue.
Or so you think.
Yeah, I'm enthralled. I need to know what happens.
Okay.
Yeah,
What I
I'm
do.
invested.
Fucking Christ. Eventually, your car begins to sputter, and you have to pull over to see what's wrong. Over the horizon, you can see the headlights of the car that has been tailing you beginning to cast the road you came from in a dull amber glow. What do you do? That's the
Oh,
question. What do you do? What do you do?
I didn't know if there was more. I really want to know what I do because that's a really, I'm very invested now. So the car's suddenly coming up again on me again.
Yeah, the car is coming up on you. Your car is stalled. His headlights are. You're on a back road. It's lonely and Flam. You know I've literally eaten steak in an office like this. Okay, how absolutely dare you?
First of all, how dare you?
But yes, what would you do?
Okay, so do I have my phone?
It doesn't say you do or don't.
Huh. I usually have my phone. Uh, so I guess if we're just going by like how I would normally, like if it's a normal day and then this happened, I guess I'd have my phone on me. Uh, are we stop Pokestop?
What was that?
Are we stopped near a Pokestop on Pokemon Go?
If you're in the woods, you probably don't have good cell phone service. Just put that out there.
All right. Damn, I figured that area, you might find rare Pokemon, but I guess so much for that. Uh, hmm. I guess well my car has it could pop the trunk with the remote, so maybe I'd just like kind of jump in the trunk and hope the guy thought maybe it was one of those self-driving cars, and like he'd come up and he's like, oh no, there's no one in this car the whole time. I guess I'll go kill someone else. Uh Hopefully he wouldn't pop the trunk or drive the car anywhere, because if he drives the car
Yeah,
somewhere, I'm
that's
probably in trouble.
that was my concern. Is that he'd be like, "All right, she did it for me," and like, or like they did it for me, and then like pop in the car and drive away.
Yeah, then I could wait until they do get to somewhere with cell service, and then I would capture my Pokemon.
Excellent. Pokemon catching. That is what the aim was. Good.
It's a roomy trunk. I just got a new lease.
Speaking of roomy, who is the hottest furry waifu?
The hottest furry waifu.
I have some strong feelings on this, and I'm sure the others do as well.
Ooh. Oh. Um. Now, I think this was the server I was thinking about, because I saw a conversation happening in either the Barcast server, or there was somewhere else, and I'm gonna hope it was the Barcast server. Otherwise, I probably just sound crazy. I know the talk about Zootopia wasn't very popular.
Really? Did people get all bent? Did
It
people get
was
all
here.
bent to shit about it? You don't want.
It was the naming convention because in the States we call it Zootopia, but in some other places they call it Zootropolis or some bullshit like that.
Interesting. I would say, do people not want to fuck the bunny? Is that literally what this comes down to?
No, everybody wants to fuck the bunny. It was just a thing
Yeah.
about naming the movie.
I would say, like, everyone wants to fuck the bunny. I agree with this. This is
Yeah,
But I mean that.
yeah, she's pretty great.
So,
I
are you
might-
saying Judy, Miss Hops?
I think I may have to go with her. I mean, I'm sure if I thought a little more about it, which wouldn't make for very interesting podcasting, then I could probably think of another one, but she's the first one that hops to mind.
Damn it! All right, I'm gonna pull the barcasters here. Milk, who is best furry waifu?
Fuck.
Yeah. So which one? Which one would you do that with?
I gotta fucking think about this for a second. Can I just say all of them that have dicks?
All of the girls that have dicks. Got it. Thank you,
Yeah,
Milk.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay. All right, Flam. Who's the furry waifu?
Pardon?
Who is the best furry waifu?
Oh my god. Just like of anyone?
Yes, you have to pick only one furry waifu for laifu.
Oh god. This is hard.
One ring to rule them all.
Well. Oh, my dick is hard, but this choice is hard too. But I might have to go with the classic, like fucking Renamon.
Renamon.
Oh.
Interesting choice.
Oh God, I just thought of something else. Am I allowed to make a tie for my answer?
Yes, you can absolutely make an amendment.
Actually, whatever. I guess I have a thing for rabbit characters. It seems, because
Lopunny.
the thank you. Yes,
Who was?
Lopunny. Yeah.
Oh,
Lopunny.
Lopunny. Okay.
There has been
of
some
course, of
good
course.
art. Goddamn.
See,
Goddamn.
all y'all sleeping on some of the best waifus, and frankly, best waifu is Miss Brisby from The Secret of Nim. Just putting that out there.
Wow.
She's
Yeah.
best waifu.
She got a dick?
Yeah, what else?
What was that?
Does she got a dick?
She's got a tail. I'm pretty sure she could do the same thing with that.
Okay, I'll give you half points on that one.
Okay. Though I will give a shout out to Jenna from Balto, Nala from The Lion King, and Maid Marian from Robin
She's
Hood.
a dog. She's a straight up dog in Balto. She's a straight up dog. She is a
husky and she is best dog.
She doesn't even stand up on fucking.
She does. She does stand up on her hind legs sometimes. That's part of it.
I gotta say, I remember.
You know what? I changed my answer. It's fucking Bidoof. If you get fucking literal husky, I get Bidoof.
I like that he goes straight for the husky and not the literal lioness who is also on 4 legs.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Lioness, who are we talking about?
I'm sorry, we draw the line at dogs. Everything else is good.
Nala and her come fuck me eyes during Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
I was gonna mention that.
Yeah, I never thought it was hot. Like it's just a lion.
Flam,
It's
this
a
is why
fucking lion.
Flam, this is why you're a virgin.
Because I won't fuck the lion or the female dog from Balto. That's why I'm a virgin.
It turns out that Flamin is more normie than he lets on.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm putting that on my OkCupid bio right fucking now. I won't fuck the dog from. I will not fuck the dog or Nala from Balto or Lion King. Yes, this is a deal breaker.
But you got to give me Maid Marian from Robin Hood, and you got to give
see,
me.
now those are properly anthro. This is okay.
Mrs. Brisby's like only half anthro. Like a large portion of the time, she runs around on all fours, which is interesting. They blend proper anthro and quad anthro really well in Nim. It's also beautifully animated, and it's very good and very dark, and it was incredibly traumatizing for me as a child, and I loved it. Anyway,
Pencil likes him when they're on all fours.
have you met Priest?
I'd like it when he's on all fours too.
Another question. Muggany wants to know how your day.
How my day? My day good. I went. Fridays are my day off from work. Luckily, I went out to Target and bought some Animal Crossing amiibo cards because I like collecting things despite my wallet. I got some new ones.
Yeah.
I finally got the Pietro card that I wanted.
Oh, congratulations.
He's a clown sheep. So my day pretty good. I had McDonald's for breakfast.
Jesus Christ.
I went to the comic store. My nephew was loud. It was a good day. Now I'm like playing with the Animal Crossing cards in my hands. I hope that's not making a sound on the mic.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. But I have a question for you from Martis Matroclus, who would like to know what is your spiciest meatball?
What? My spiciest meat of all?
Yes.
I'm not very good at cooking. I don't think they would come out very good and spicy if I tried to make a meatball. I mean, I guess I could probably just like dip it in like pepper or Ghost pepper.
Just add
Yeah.
pain sauce.
You could just add pain sauce.
Did they? Where did they sell that?
Online, you can buy Samyang Bulldog sauce. It is pain sauce. Trust me, 110%. I used it last night. It is very delicious. It is genuinely painful.
Oh.
Mistakes were made. It was the first time I've ever made something so hot it's inedible.
I've never been big on spicy, to be honest.
I'm big on spicy.
Like, I don't know, it just doesn't work with me. Like, my friends and I, again, apologies for the plug, but on our
ahead.
podcast a while ago, we did a challenge where we had to put ghost pepper on our pizza or something. I could barely do it, even
could
though
but I wouldn't enjoy it. I don't really like the taste of ghost pepper, TBH.
it's bleh.
I don't like the
So
flavor.
so I guess since I don't do very much spice, my spiciest meatball wouldn't be, I'm sorry, meatball wouldn't be very spicy. It'd probably be just like, there's that little twang of spice and you're like, "Oh, he tried." But
Well, we have a nice question. Derps456 first of all says, firstly, I'm glad I went to the BabsCon Barcast panel in 2022. I was dying of laughter by the long ass lecture and all the amazing things that happened in the panel. So, anyways, on to my question.
I like no can I answer that first part?
Yeah, man.
I agree. I wasn't there, but I agree.
It was good times. I think it was good times. But Derps would like to know, what is the most cringiest thing you've ever done in your life? It can be from the content you've made or anything.
Oh. I remember when I was in high school, there was this girl I liked, and I wrote a poem for her that was like really awful. I
Did
remember,
she know you were going to write a poem for her?
I don't think so.
Oh no! So you just gave her an unsolicited love poem?
Yeah.
Oh God!
I didn't even
Yeah.
like, I didn't really ever stick around to see what she said about it. I didn't read it to her. That would have been even worse. I think she was very close to my name in alphabetical order, so she like sat fairly close to where I was for some big midterm or some final. I can't remember. And I remember as I finished, I just kind of dropped it near where she was sitting, and then just vamoosed. And
Did
I
you
never
sign
heard.
it? Was it signed or no?
I'm almost positive it was.
Oh no!
I never heard anything back from her about it, and I'm pretty sure that's a good thing.
That's just genuinely spectacular. Like, I am horrified and impressed. Excellent work.
It went
Wow.
nowhere, but it made for a good story right now, I guess.
Oh my. Uh, well, we're just about halfway through our cast, so we're going to take a moment to talk about not our sponsor, but somebody that we sponsor.
Ooh.
Hey, Flam.
Yeah.
Hey, so did you know that we sponsor real life horses?
Yeah. What else?
Hey, Milk. Hey, Milk. No, I'm not doing this. Milk. Hey, Milk.
Oh
Hey,
no!
Milk.
Oh no! Yes, pencil.
Did you know that we sponsor real life horses?
Yeah. What else?
Wait, I got this. Hey, Anon Pencil, did you know that you sponsor real life horses?
I didn't know that, Twinkletail. Wow! You don't know what to say next. Hey, Twinkletail, did you know that our viewers at home can actually help the horses we sponsor?
How could they possibly do that?
Well, they can go to our Patreon and donate money to us, or they can donate bits through Twitch, or they can just watch any of our videos where they normally consume them on YouTube, etc. any money we make goes to Red Wings Horse Sanctuary in Central California, where it sponsors a horse named Lil Bit. It goes to their food, their medical care, hoof trimmings, grooming, and more. Also to blackjack and hookers, maybe, maybe not. Ask Red Wings Horse Sanctuary. If you're more comfortable just giving to Red Wings Horse Sanctuary on their own, you can do that. Just don't forget to mention us. Isn't that
Yeah.
neat, Twinkletail?
Yeah, what else? That is neat. It is.
Okay. Flam,
Yeah.
I'm gonna strangle you in your sleep and nothing else. Don't ask.
You headed off my next question.
I know. And actually, Flam, what I was gonna say is, we have some questions next.
Yeah.
Asked. Well, first of all, I think we should take a moment because that was an interesting conversation to say, "Hey, Flam, what's that imitation you do of Rarity?"
Oh.
Darling.
Thank you.
I hope the clapping came out right and not sounding like something else.
It did. Yes, it did. We have questions from Flutter Priest. Would you like to give us your best Flutter Priest and read the questions as Flutter Priest for our dear guest here?
Oh my god. I'll try.
I know he's gonna watch it back too, so he could be like really offended.
All right, my name's Flutter Priest.
Hi, Flutter Priest. I didn't think you were coming today.
He's always coming, baby. Anyway,
Yeah, so Twinkletail, sorry I can't make it tonight. To what do you contribute your success to on film fiction? I think he meant attribute, but contribute works too, I suppose.
that is to what do you contribute your success on film fiction? It's a tribute. Priest
Yeah,
of
that's
Reinhardt.
what I meant.
Yeah.
It's all good. We won't hold it against you. Unless you want us to. Do you?
Is this when he would say,
That's pretty
woo?
kinky.
This is where he'd say "awesome" and move on. No,
Awesome.
genuinely, what do you attribute your success to?
I mean, like, I think I had a good advantage at coming in early because I started writing back in season 1. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I remember people saying it when it was posted on Equestria Daily. I think I wrote the first ever story shipping Applejack and Fluttershy, which is the best ship ever. But I think it was kind of like getting in early and then just, writing. I like I said earlier, I like writing cute, happy, fluffy stuff. And I think that kind of, I guess people kind of like that, like I do, because a lot of my, fluffier stuff is some of the stuff I'm most proud of, actually, oddly enough. So I think that kind of helps. Like when people think ponies a lot, I can't speak for everyone, but when a lot of people think ponies, I think they think cute, silly, happy. So I like writing to that. If that answers the question well.
No, definitely. Happiness it is good. Especially for ponies. They deserve happiness except Spike.
He's not a pony. Spike deserves nothing.
He doesn't even deserve unhappiness. He deserves just nothing.
Just blah. Just absolutely nothing.
Yes.
I'll never
So
forget hearing that there was a Spike character in the new My Little Pony and going, great. I hated him in the last one. They have every opportunity to fix him. In the new version of My Little Pony, they can make Spike better. And he pops his head up. He goes, Twilight! And I was like, I hate everything. I hate him so much. It's ruined. Thanks.
Oh, so we were talking. Okay, sorry, I got mixed up. I thought you meant that there was a Spike in G5.
yeah, that's what I thought for a second too. I was just like,
I'm
wait, what?
so God. I'm so sorry. If no, I'm free from that horror for a change. Never. I'm never free from that horror.
So, what would you consider as your writing Achilles heel? Like things like it's versus it's, tense changes, semicolons.
He just mentioned
like
everything I get mad at him for.
Honestly, one of my biggest problems is focusing because I have so many stories that I've started and been like, oh, this is a cool idea. Let me just get this moving. And then I think about something else I want to write. And then the rest of the chapters of the story that I thought was such a cool idea never happen. There are so many I could think of that I've done that with. There's one I was writing called Dash Looks Like a Lady, where it was all about like Rainbow Dash trying to thinking that Twilight was more interested in more, you know, ponies who were more feminine, and she was trying to get more feminine like that. And she accidentally happened upon a magical book that you know, it saw what she wanted to do with herself and started influencing her, but started influencing her worse and worse. And they needed to figure out how to fix her. And I know exactly where I wanted to go, and I just never went back to it. And that's because I just lose focus way too often. So I think that's probably my biggest problem.
makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Lord knows I have a focusing problem too. I'll go ooh shiny after I write a paragraph and then have the audacity to wonder why it takes me a month to write a chapter. So it be like that, Yugi. What is your writing pet peeve, or what other people do when you read?
Part of it, there's two things I could think of right off the bat. One of them is when writing Applejack, and I used to do this myself. Whenever you write, they write the accent in. Write AH
Mm-hmm,
instead of
mm-hmm,
I.
mm-hmm.
And I used to do that all the time. And it's not like I'm saying, "Oh, you're terrible if you do this." It just like kind of throws me a little bit because
It's
it just
that's
feels weird reading it.
That's interesting. Writing out the accent versus just letting the reader visualize it, but using more standard vernacular is something I've tried to strike a balance with. I have a character who has a non-standard accent, and I've gone back and forth from just saying she has this accent and letting people figure that shit out in their head and going all in. And I think the easiest way is somewhere in the middle, I'd say.
Is it an original character or?
Yes. Yes, it
Well,
is.
It's
I think
Estella,
it
isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay.
I think it makes honestly a little more sense to do it with the original character because like we all know Applejack, we all know Apple Bloom, Big
Mhm.
Macintosh, the whole family. We all know what their voice sounds like. Personally, I feel like if it's an original character like that, I could see writing the accent out a little more because we're not used to hearing the character's voice.
Hmm.
So it makes sense to me that way.
No, and that's true. I agree with that. Although in some respects, if I'm reading like Apple Bloom or Applejack, and I hear them say "you darn tootin' partner," but it reads "you are a darn tooting partner," there's the disconnect is there for me. It's like,
Oh,
hmm,
that's fair. Yeah.
yeah, because then at that point it's just like, okay, maybe you should strike a balance, drop the G and add an apostrophe, things like that. It's the little
There's
things that,
there's a happy medium you can hit. You don't have to
yes,
write it all out phonetically though, and I think that
yeah.
is incredibly annoying when somebody writes everything phonetically.
Oh,
Like
absolutely. So
I've
I
read Burns's poetry. It's fascinating. You don't need to be Burns. Don't do it.
mhm, exactly, and all that to say, Twinkletail, I have read full phonetic of Applejack and others, and it is actually kind of a headache.
I, I used to write it like that. I
Mm,
actually did some. I used to do a lot of My Little Pony roleplay with friends, and I played
gotcha.
Applejack, and I would always write her with the accent. Although I guess in the roleplay it felt a little more natural. I don't know.
No, that makes sense. It's my character's Scottish, so I tried going full all out, and that actually became very exhausting.
Flam. I have something for you.
Please.
Since I
Ooh.
know I'm being my normal literature stupid snob, and I'm mentioning Burns's poetry, and people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Burns wrote in phonetically Scottish for some of his poems, and I'd like you to try to read this part of his poem. There, Flam.
Oh.
Where'd you put it? Behind the counter?
Yeah.
Wow, that is a thing.
Read it.
Go ahead.
Do it
Try.
right now.
Because I cannot do a Scottish accent.
Read it just as best you can.
I will read it normally. We sleek it, Cowrin, Timrouse, Beastie. Oh, what a panic's in thy breasty. Oh, that's hilarious. Thou need not start away so hasty. Okay, I understand that. We bickering brattle. I would be laith to rin and chase thee. We murder and pattle. You know what? That's actually great. Stella would read this and be like, "What's special about this?"
Burns is meant to be read aloud, but when you just read it on the page, it makes me want to tear my pupils out.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe he had time between running the power plants to write that.
Ah, I see what you fucking did there. Read.
I'm sorry.
God. Anyway, please continue with the questions.
All right. Ooh, this is a sort of a philosophical one. What does G5 do better than G4, and how does it fall short?
Ooh. Oh, geez. Well, I haven't watched any of the. There's the new specials that were on YouTube, right? The ones that were like the Teen Titans Go animated.
Yeah, I
Three.
didn't watch those either, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I can't speak to those because I haven't seen them. Hmm. It's been a bit since I've watched the special. Uh, I like that even though this was the thing that I liked about G4 that it wasn't modern. It wasn't like, oh, we have cell phones, we have it was more of a less modern setting. I do kind of like how they integrated more modern stuff into G5. Like I do like, Pip flying around with her phone and like streaming to all of wait, what are they called? Oh, it's been a bit. What are her fans called? Shoot. The people who like her. I'm one of them, but that's not who she wasn't talking about me. I do
Simps.
like how they mix that in. So it works there to me. If that answers the question.
Yeah, it's more subjective opinion, so yeah. I mean, makes sense to me. Any input from anyone else? Or to
Nah.
pile
It's
on that?
nah. You're doing good, kiddo.
Yeah, I'd agree. So, all right, moving on. Who is your senpai?
Mm. Hmm. I I guess I would lean like I'm going to show my age here. So how exactly are we defining senpai?
I guess your waifu or husbando.
No,
Oh.
your senpai is somebody you look up to.
I mean, it could be that too.
No, it's literally what it
No,
means,
no, I
Clam.
no, I would no, not that. I'm just saying, the person I look up to could also be the one I want to boink.
It means like older. It means somebody who's like older or senior to you in some
Yes.
capacity.
No, I was trying to meme on the other thing, but yes, I know what you mean.
If we're looking pony wise, I mean, I would take the old corny answer and go with Celestia because she's a very like I know some people aren't as big fans of her, but that's the same for pretty much everyone. But I think she has a very like calming, like motherly, like very I want to be proud of you type aura about her. And I don't know. I always thought so many people I know flocked towards Luna, and I was still just leaning the Celestia area. I just always thought she was a great, you know, figurehead, a great role model in that way. I hope that wasn't a boring answer.
Oh, it's a nice answer. No worries, no stress. You're
Did I
doing
say darling
good.
again?
Yay!
Yes, darling.
That's twice.
Oh, this is double.
Is. All right. So, in that case, what reader that you may never have even talked to has been commenting and reading since the beginning for you?
Ooh.
Is Priest implying that Priest is this reader?
I fucking might think so. If you
Look at the
put
little
that
happy
that
face.
that that happy face seems sarcastic.
I mean, I know I've seen Priest on comment on a lot of my stories. I'm sure of that.
Oh,
I'm pretty
interesting.
positive. I mean, I've known Priest's name for quite a while, so I don't remember if it was through his own stories or if it was commenting. See,
He just does kind of have like this horse fame about him that we can all agree on.
I'm pretty sure I met him at one of the BronyCons too, but my
I could
memory is
absolutely
awful.
believe that. I could believe that. He was probably with me then. You wouldn't have realized it.
I know I've seen you at the BronyCon. I'm positive of that.
Wonderful. Thank you. Most people recognize Priest instead of me.
There was a name. Oh, I've been a little more disconnected from Finfic recently, except for the story I just posted like a week ago. So my brain isn't working the proper way as like to remember. I know there are a lot of names I would pop up fairly often, but I'm just completely drawing a blank at the moment. I hope.
I can't help you out. I'm so sorry.
No, I know. I wasn't
It's
like
all
fishing
good.
for an. Who do you think has been following me a long time? Oh, I almost want to like load up the website because there was one I remembered that, and that sounds awful because now I forgot. I don't have a good answer to this. I feel bad.
Hey,
This was one of the things I was worried about. I was like, oh, I hope I'm not bad at answering some of the questions. I hope I don't become uninteresting there. But
look, I forget a lot of my frequent readers too, and only remember them when I see their name. Like, oh hey, nice to see you again, and I should do better too. So I'm in the same boat with you.
all right, I'm not alone.
All right, we're getting back at we're snapping right back to shit posting. If your pee was your favorite liquid soft drink alcoholic beverage of choice, would you drink it? Damn, Priest. Channeling
Yeah,
inner
Priest
Violet.
going hard.
Huh. That might be it might be a deal breaker, honestly. I mean, like, I guess it would be cool that I can make my own drinks and like, yeah, I would have to stop what I was doing anyway because I don't think the people around me would appreciate it if I just wanted to have a drink there. But I guess it would be.
It would make one hell of a party trick. I'm not gonna lie. You'd be in a group of people and you're like, "Yo, you guys want to see something cool?" And you just fucking like piss out your own drink and then drink it, and then they like freak out, and then you explain the whole thing to them, and then they want some too.
I would start bottling my wine piss and selling it. I would have no shame about it. Genuinely.
It would be better than selling your bathwater.
Would it though? I think I'd make more money selling the bathwater.
As opposed to wine?
Yeah. You know how much they paid for the fucking bathwater compared to like a decent bottle of wine?
I can't even
Right, but you're
imagine.
pissing literal alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
Just call it bath water wine. Like, come on now, just
Oh, there it
market
is.
it like
That'll
bath
do it.
water.
there you go. We solved the Scooby Doo mystery.
I think for me it would be.
Go on.
I think for me it would be Diet Pepsi though. I don't drink a lot.
Diet
Sometimes.
Beepus? Diet
Diet
Beepus.
Beepus.
Literally Diet Beepus?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, can I ask a question?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
I have to see if I'm weird for a lot of things, but I have to see if I'm weird for this here too. Has anyone else ever drank soda mixed with milk?
Yes, I have. It was a
I
Blessed
have
pilk.
disappointment.
I have not,
It
but
was upsetting.
it seems like it would go at least marginally okay depending on the soda.
No,
It
no,
doesn't. Okay.
Pepsi
no.
milk is a thing.
Pilk.
It is?
We call
Yes.
it pilk.
Pilk. Pilk is
Oh
a thing.
yes, I have heard people say that. Yes.
Pilk is real.
The new one that's floating around is Wilk, which is whiskey and milk.
Well, actually, whiskey and milk has been drunk for a very, very long. Why am I doing this again? It's been around for a very long time.
People are starting to drink it again.
I guess
Time
it's
is a
little
flat
bit-
circle.
Oh, there you go. So
I can just hear Pencil being very upset right now.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
That
Sure?
doesn't sound like it.
No.
would you
not
like some
fine.
pilk?
I like
Is
that
it
word.
is it weird that food ponies are basically our favorite liquid / soft drink / alcoholic beverages of choice, and we want to consume them?
I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's wrong. I
We
don't know.
want to vor them, is what I'm hearing.
I'm trying to think of one. Oh no, the first character that came to mind was actually not even a pony character. There's a back in that Blaze Bowl thing I was talking about. Someone made a character that was basically a humanoid water bottle.
And
She was a
was she a sexy humanoid water bottle?
yeah.
Good.
She
Good.
very, good, well formed, I guess. I guess if you cooled her well, it would be good. Refreshing, I would say.
That's a way to put it, certainly.
And
I'm
would now would that count as them like peeing their favorite drink? Like
They
would they?
might.
Although I guess that's kind of like conceited to say that they are their own favorite drink.
Well,
Are you pissing full-sized forms of you onto the floor, or like is it just is it
Autoerotic
liquid
cannibalism.
forms of?
Autoerotic cannibalism.
But then
I would
is
think
it
it'd be about-
liquid
I-
forms of yourself, or is
I
it
would think-
full
I would
body
think it would be-
forms?
I would think it'd be some like tangential byproduct, like Pizza Pony. Would she just like shit pepperoni, or like
Okay, well,
or
we know
or
my
piss
theory about
grease,
this. We
or
know my
piss
theory
grease?
about it. Well, she
I
she,
don't.
she menstruates marinara sauce. We know this.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, what does she come then? If she squirts,
Alfredo.
well, that could be. She either creams Alfredo sauce or squirts Alfredo
No,
sauce.
no, no,
Understood.
no, no. She creams Alfredo sauce. She pisses olive oil.
You know what? I hate that this makes sense. I hate that this makes sense. Darling.
Okay, but so she's shitting pepperoni, right? That's what we agree on.
Yeah, shitting pepperoni.
Full
Or
log.
sausage. She also shits sausage.
Is it?
depending
Yeah,
on-
she's part of Cream Gang, so she creams Alfredo sauce.
But is
Yeah.
it full logs or is it pre-sliced?
It depends,
It depends on what
she's
she's
had that day.
eating. All right, we're on the right page.
Depends how.
Twinkle, you and
I would think it depends on how tight her sphincter is that day.
Again, on what she's eating.
Is she chopping the pepperoni as it comes out?
It's a yes from
No,
me,
she-
dog.
That's
She
an
would
impressive
be-
muscle control.
That is what horses do. They pinch it off. Their anal muscles are strong enough to do that. So yes, she would be pinching off slices.
Yes, they French Revolution the fucking sausage as it comes out. They guillotine that
Jesus
shit.
Christ. Okay, we have one more question from Mr. Flutterpriest.
Yes, which is a great one. Chest floofs or butts?
Oh goodness. I love a good chest floof. They're very cute and very fun to, I would imagine, fun to rub a cheek against. But then there's other cheeks that are nice.
Your cheek against as well. Butts is good.
Mm-hmm. That's
Agreed.
Gotta weigh that. I guess the butts will weigh more than the floof.
Yeah, you can stuff your face in both of them.
That's true. Nice little, you know.
Yes.
I'm sorry if that was disturbing. I'm not
It
that
was not.
sorry, but I'm only a little bit.
It was not. You're all good.
It was the only natural thing to do.
I believe I have questions now, don't I? Yes, I do.
You are up.
Uh-huh.
Good. I'll put on my sexy voice.
Hello, my
Oh
name is Peter.
man.
All right. There we go. What would you whisper into a vagina?
Aren't you supposed to say the alphabet into them? That's what I've always been told.
What would it whisper back?
I hope not the alphabet?
That would be a trick. Honestly, though, real questions. Sort of, not really. What's your favorite interaction with a fan of yours?
Hmm.
And the cons and stuff. So you probably interact with people who are big fans of your work.
I'm difficult with social situations sometimes, but I don't want I won't call a single person out. But I mean, well, it's a positive thing still. But which BronyCon was it? I think it was BronyCon 2018. Um it was that story I mentioned, Dash looks like a lady. One of my things was I wanted to write the first chapter of it up and print it up and leave them in the Quills and Sofas room. So I did. And I remembered one time I had gone in there, I was sitting down, and someone was at the table behind me, and I like kind of glanced over and saw they were looking at it, and then they had said something like, "Oh, this is why I love Twinkletail's work." I'm like, "Oh, I have to turn around and say hello." So I'm like, "Oh, thank you," and I thought that was a nice little, it made me very happy to hear someone say that. So that was a fun little interaction.
No, those are really awesome types of interactions. I look very normy, and I remember one of my first BronyCons, no one knew who I was, and that was totally fine. But when someone finally read my name tag, I had like 3 people suddenly crowd me. It was just like, oh fuck, y'all
See,
read my shit.
my
Oh,
first my first
sorry.
BronyCon, on the other hand, was wait, you're an odd pencil? But
Well,
you're a girl.
yes.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You should have been like, yeah, what else?
See, at one point I looked them in the eye and I said, "Are you sure?" And that was it.
That's actually hilarious. Okay.
I had one other at BronyCon that was really cool. It wasn't like, I guess, not a fan thing, but the the artist White Diamonds.
Hmm.
They do a lot of Rarity and Applejack, and they have very nice art. So I was waiting at her table to say hello and get a thing signed, and I get up there and I say hello. I love your work, and she saw she's like, "Oh, you're Twinkletail. I just read your story the other day. It was really good." I'm like, ah, I was like,
Did you make
but
that noise?
I might have in retrospect. I don't remember. It's very possible. I was just like so excited. I'm like, I came here to say I love your stuff, and then you said this to me, and I don't know what to say. Thank you. It was a really cool little moment.
Oh. Well, what is one irrational fear you have? Like really irrational.
Hmm. Um, well, I'm very afraid of bees, despite the fact that I've gotten stung by one and not noticed. I'm still
Wait,
like,
did you read the questions in advance?
what?
Did you read? I'm guessing no, you did not read the questions in advance, huh?
No.
Okay,
What
good.
happened?
No, keep going. You'll see. You'll see, I promise.
Okay. Um. Well, yeah. I mean, like, I have been stung by a bee and just not noticed, but still, it's just any time a bee flies anywhere near me, I pretty much just like completely freeze up and wait for it to go on its merry way and hopefully leave me alone. And I know that's silly because they don't bother you unless you bother them. But I feel I just can't. I just have to freeze up like that. It got to the point where when I played the first Animal Crossing, this is how insane I am. When I played the first Animal Crossing, I couldn't shake the trees because sometimes bees would pop out and I couldn't handle that.
Good. Are you ready for my next question?
Uh-oh. I think so.
My next question is bees?
Bees, what the fuck?
I swear I didn't read this.
Bees.
Yes. Yes, it is the answer. Yes.
My next question is how much bees?
Hopefully very few if possible.
All right, moving on from bees.
Oh,
Yes.
we don't want to talk about wasp coffin.
No wasp, no coffin wasps. We're not talking about coffin wasps.
Uh,
I'll tell you what.
I'm
I will clue you
morbidly
in. We had a guest. We asked, "What's your rational fear?" And they immediately snapped out coffin wasps. We went, "What the fuck?" And they said they had a really vivid recurrent dream where they were trapped in they were buried alive in a coffin, and there was a tube down into the coffin in the darkness. And sometimes it would put water down there. Sometimes it would be food, but sometimes it would be wasps, and they were never sure it was going to be what was going to happen. And sometimes just wasp would come down the tube into the coffin, and it would fill up with wasps, and they could hear them coming. And we all sat there kind of in shock and we're like, Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, I'm afraid of coffin wasps. I'm like, I think we're all afraid of coffin wasps now.
Yeah,
Jesus.
can I change my answer?
To coffin wasps? It was obvious they'd had this question like that this is something that has happened to them for a long time in their head because it was so specific.
Oh my god.
Right? Fuck, man. So what's one story you want to write that intimidates you too much for you to attempt? Everybody has that one story idea, then they go, maybe someday I'll write it, and then they never do.
I remember there was one I wanted to write very early into when I was writing. There was a while where I was doing there was a 30-minute ponies Tumblr, and I was, joining in on that. And one of the things I wrote for it was a very obviously thing because I had to write it in 30 minutes about like Pinky being in love with Princess Luna and Luna like being all cuddly and happy with her, and then it turned out that she was she was secretly still Nightmare Moon and was, manipulating Pinky to eventually get the elements of harmony back from the main six. I remember I really wanted to write that into a full thing, and for some reason I just never did. I think I'm not very good with, like kind of adventure-y things like that. Like that's another one of my weaknesses, I'd say, is that if I'm trying to write something more long form and adventure-y, it doesn't always add up. And I think it would have had to add up if I wanted to write something like that. So yeah, I kind of never ended up working with that. There was another. Sorry.
I just said I know that feel.
Mhm.
But there was another?
There was another one that I had started writing that I never finished because I just didn't think I could do it the justice I wanted to. It was one I had started called Excess.
Excess. Interesting.
Basically, the tagline I given it was that like you sometimes you can have too much of a good thing, where basically all the elements of harmony. It was after the whatever season it was where the tree was dying or something,
Yes, that one.
and um the main six had all started to have a problem where their elements were starting to influence them more than they wanted, and like it to a like dangerous degree. Like I remember Rarity couldn't help but like be more generous to others than she wanted to the point where she gave the deed to her house away. uh I remember Applejack was the only one who kind of broke it by like she was having a very liar moment. She's trying to sit there and say this apple is red when it was a green apple, and she finally got herself to say it, and then the apple turns red in response. So it was like I had a whole grand vision for it, and then I just couldn't finish it because I was like, okay, they have to go fight, but I'm not good at writing that scene. But I'll figure it out. But I didn't. So yeah.
Ugh. I understand your pains there. Hey, Milk, do you feel like reading some questions?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Damn.
Wow. I was gonna let you read Bandy's questions since there's only two. Okay, it's okay. Well, Bandy asks, Barcast, back in action, baby. Here's two questions for Twinkletail. What is your wildest fandom moment?
Wildest fandom moment. The first. I'm thinking of when I was. If this counts, I mean, like, I guess it's kind of like, it could be wild in any sense, I guess. I just when I was writing small scale, there was a whole thing I wrote about a female dragon finding Spike and wanting to take care of him because she thought he was an abandoned hatchling, and I kind of made it into this whole thing about nuance where she was doing the wrong thing for the right reasons and all that stuff. And I remember that was a whole wild thing because I wrote it faster than I've ever written anything before. I did a chapter a day for about 11 days. I wrote 30,000 words in that time, and I've never done that before. But then it turned into a whole thing because Dr. Wolf wanted to do a reading of it, and that was
Dr.
awesome.
Dr. Wolf, Enigma, wherever you are, I hope you're cringing at even the mention of that. Go on.
Well, he did a reading of it, and it got me. Maybe a year later, he contacted me and said, "Hey, there's an artist who wanted to do art for your story. Is that okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I was kind of expecting, oh, they'd have like a picture, and it turned out that they did like a scene interpretation of almost the entire story, and then he did another reading, putting their art in, and it was just really cool to me. Like I was like, I feel like I've actually done something that I'd done something that produced something else, and it just felt really good. So if that's the kind of wilds we're looking at, that was wild to me at least.
As far as less wild, then, how many plushies do you own? And Milk, please show the image. I will copy paste it. You seem like a plushie type. I'll be honest. This is the
you're
image that was posted.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Let's see. I have one of Kerfuffle. I have one of Applejack. I have one of Apple Bloom. Oh, it probably would take too long if I tried to list them. There's a Saffron Masala, a Fleur de Lis, a Lily Long Socks. I'm looking across the room at my shelf right now. It's too dark in there, otherwise I would just take a picture, and I don't know if getting up and walking away from talking would be the best thing right now. I kind of want to take the picture though.
Do you want to take the picture?
Is that okay? I don't want to like interrupt.
Do it. Do it. Take the picture. Just tell us Rarity's favorite word before you go. Oh no, there are.
Defenestration?
God damn
Nah.
it.
Oh, darling. No, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting this. It's been a while since I watched the show. I'm going to go take the picture. I'll be right back.
Go do it. We only have
I'll try to
Lily.
talk from a distance. Sounds interesting still.
It's
Here
okay.
I
We
am,
only.
taking the picture. Dictating, taking the picture. My phone is very blurry.
This is much better than somebody urinating on stream. Just putting that out there.
I don't know. I kind of liked that. That was a pretty funny night.
Why did you like it? I didn't like it.
Because it was hilarious and it made people uncomfortable.
Russell. We only have questions from Lily Kuzlin and Alex next, and then we'll do some violent questions to end out the stream.
Rada.
Sorry about that.
You're all good.
Getting that open right now. Where is it? There's those, which should be posted in just a second. Sorry for the blurring.
My God. Oh, how many is that?
A whole bunch.
Please show on stream. That's so many plushies.
And then in her special place, there's Applejack.
That is so many plushies. So the answer is how many plushies? So many plushies.
Applejack gets a special resting place right there.
Oh. Well, Lily Kuzland is up next and has very simple questions for you. Do you listen to music when you write? And if so, what kind?
I'm very easily distracted, so listening to music probably wouldn't be the best for me, because usually my best way to write is like sitting in a library or sometimes in the break room at work, although I'll put my headphones on, but I don't actually have anything playing on my headphones. It's just to make everyone leave me alone. But I mean, yeah, I'm not as much because I think I would just get too distracted. So,
That it's making me take second looks at the chat. Just
Do you penis the plushies is the question, pretty much.
they only get hugs. That's it.
Just hugs. Sexual hugs, got it. So Lily Cousland asks, if you could have dinner with any character from the series, who would it be and why?
For some reason, my first instinct, although now I'm thinking about it again, it probably wouldn't be the best, would be Pinky. But I think she would be all over the place, and so would the dinner eventually. So that might not be the best, but I think she'd still be a fun one to hang around with, and maybe a bit overbearing at times, but I'm cool with that. I could. Oh, and she probably has a really good. She probably knows where all the best restaurants are. So actually, yeah, I think I am going to go with Pinky because she's fun. She knows how to eat. A lot of people know how to eat, but she's really good at it. I'd say. Yeah, I think I might go with her.
That'd be fun. Hey, Flam, would you have dinner with Stella or would it be scary?
I would be very nervous at the start, and then I'd probably lighten up or continue to get scared. But I would remain the entire time out of a morbid curiosity
I think
to
that's
see what would
very
fucking
fair.
happen. An entire attitude of I'm concerned that you could and intrigued that you may.
Speaking of writing unsolicited poems, Alex
Uh
has written you a poem and it says complete the poem, but I will read you the last line that he has written for you.
oh.
There once was an author named Twinkie whose favorite pony was Pinky. He wrote lots of fics, at least more than 6, and some made me play with my Winky. Alex! Alex, you beautiful creature!
As a proper limerick right there.
Mm-hmm. That's a very, very good limerick.
I love limerick so much.
Very well written.
Like, kudos to you, Alex. I can't imagine ending it any other way.
God, I have to. What's my favorite? I have to say my favorite limerick of all time was there once was a man named Dave who found a dead hooker in the cave. She she smelled like shit, was missing a tit, but think of all the money he saved.
There's so many limericks that come to mind, and a lot of them are tame and lovely. I mean, there's of course like the classic "There once was a man from Nantucket,"
Yeah.
and all of those different ones.
Yeah, she didn't even acknowledge.
You're not wholesome. You're never wholesome.
Yeah, what
No,
else?
There once was a horse that liked donuts.
and I put my penis in her ponut.
I was waiting for something like that.
It was nice and tight and totally felt right until she squeezed it and it fell off.
That last part didn't rhyme though.
I did! My best! Only so many things you rhyme with donut.
And she really made me go nuts.
And and eventually I something nut. Anyway, I challenge you to come up with a limerick on the spot that fast, okay?
Yeah, you did 90% of that. Pretty
Yeah.
Yeah.
good.
All right, Flam, I've got
Darling.
no. Oh, yes, but Flam, I have a limerick for you.
Go on.
There once was a man from Dundee who buggered an ape in a tree. The results were quite horrid. All ass, no forehead, 3 balls, and a purple goatee.
Yeah, what else?
I thought you'd like it. So a question for Twinkletail. Alex wants to know, will you tell me a secret?
A secret,
Mhm.
like any kind of secret, as long as it's not incriminating. Huh. Hmm. I don't keep a lot of secrets. Hmm. I mean, the closest thing I have to a secret right now is that I could, that is. See, I'm sorry, my brain just kind of exploded with words there for a second. The closest thing I can think of a secret is, the kind of gender feelings I'm having right now.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a secret, but like I've been kind of going back and forth with it. I feel like this wasn't what the intent of the question was, but yeah, I've been kind of having some thoughts about that and trying to figure out how I feel about that. So that's kind of a secret about me. I'm trying to figure out how I feel in that area.
I understand, and I sympathize with that very much. I know it's a rough place to be in. But thank you for sharing that with us, Alex. That was a genuine share, so you better be nice about it. If Alex gets mean about it, I'll ban him. It'll be great. I'll ban our intern. And much more. And Alex says, glad you felt comfortable to share it. Very nice. Of course, a very sensitive, feely topic goes on to ask, kill, fuck, marry, Peter Rabbit, Roger Rabbit, and Bugs Bunny.
Hmm. I don't remember enough about Peter Rabbit. I know I would probably need to kill Roger. I feel like he'd be a bit much for me. Uh, hmm. I can't marry Peter because I don't know enough about him, and I need to know a lot about you, Mary. So I guess that leaves me with Bugs as my husband.
I personally would have married Roger Rabbit, so as a sneaky way to get at Jessica Rabbit.
Oh.
I mean, I am in favor of such things.
Pencil gets it.
All right, I fixed it. There you go, guys. Go ahead and read it.
I will read it. There
Okay.
once was a mare who liked donuts. Wait, hold on. Okay, I don't think anyone could hear me. I put my dick in her bonut. She was nice and tight. I tried all my might, but I still couldn't come, so no nut.
Jesus Christ.
I had to
I will-
hesitate and
I will-
think if the people upstairs could hear me, but I've said enough already, so whatever.
Well, there you go. I fixed it.
I like it.
Thank you. And on that lovely note, we've covered all the questions from the chat. So we're going to ask you a couple of violent questions. We have enough time for like one or two.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do a little intro, and I'm gonna pick a couple of really inappropriate, awful questions that are bound to traumatize you. Are you ready?
I don't know anymore.
That's a very good answer. I'm glancing over. All right, no, I have to ask this one. This is one of the worst ones I've ever goddamn fucking seen.
Oh no.
Okay. So
It's time for questions with Pylon.
are you ready?
I guess.
You are fucking your born to be daughter during your wife's breech birth, and you have to finish before the baby comes completely out. Unfortunately, your daughter is too tight and forces you to move along with her, giving you no friction and only rubs your daughter against your wife. Would you push her back into your wife and hold her there so you can come into two vaginas at the same time? Or just completely pull her out and make her a better cock sleeve?
Remember when I said I was ready? I think I underestimated myself.
I will also let you know that in all of these hypotheticals, killing yourself is always an option. Because here on the Barcast, killing yourself is always an option. Please do not actually kill yourself. Disclaimer, we want you to live. We love you. There is always hope. Genuinely seek help. Genuinely, I mean it. But in this scenario, killing yourself is always an option. What is your choice?
Oh, oof. Yeah, that kind of took me a little more by surprise than I expected.
I tried to warn you, man.
I might lean with that option that you just gave me in that scenario.
I think that's fair. Would you like if I went slightly vaguely a little more gentle?
A little.
Okay, I can notch it back a peg, just one peg. That's one of them. I'm doing 3 of them. That's one of them. That's the last one I'm gonna do. And oh, why don't I save the Fluttershy one for last? I have a Fluttershy one. Why don't I do? It's not the one you think it is. I'm picking a different one. Let me pick the bus one because I love the bus one. You are on a bus, and the seat next to you is free. A 9 out of 10 hot girl wearing a mini skirt steps in and sits down next to you. Her arm
Man.
gently rubs against your shoulder as the bus drives on a bumpy road. She notices you getting uncomfortable and looks into your eyes. She smiles. She lays her hands on her thighs, still smiling, but looking forward. Her miniskirt slips up slightly. You try not to get a boner. She gets a boner. Will you tap that or will you drop that?
I mean, I think we had a pretty meaningful moment there with the arm thing. You know what? It's life is for experimenting and trying new things. And, she seems like she'd be a fun lady. And yeah, sure. I mean, is there room on are there other people on the bus? Like,
It
are they
doesn't
gonna get
say. It says the seat
oh.
next to you is free, so there's room.
You know what? They can enjoy the show because I think we really got off there. What with the thighs.
Yay! So tap that it is. I would tap that like it was a fresh keg of beer. Like immediately. Milk, tap or
What-
drop.
Of course, I'm gonna fucking tap that shit.
Wait,
Let's fucking rock out.
What color was the mini skirt?
I'm gonna go with black.
All right, I'm still in.
All right. Flam, tap or drop. Tap or drop. Flam has no answer. Flam is
What was
still.
that? What was that? I'm sorry.
Would you tap that or drop that?
Ooh, drop that.
Not for
Like it's
you.
hot?
You
Nope.
need
Or
you
like
need
regular type?
you need the vaginas.
I need vagina,
Yeah, he likes the soft meat folds.
of which I will never get, as
I
Pencil
mean,
says. I'm perma
perma
virgin.
virgin. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We're gonna do one more. One
All
more.
right. You said this is a Fluttershy one, right?
Yeah.
All
And
right.
it's I'm skipping. Alex right away asked, was like, "Is it the rape one?" And I was like, "No, it's not the rape one." And he's like, "Oh, good." And that was it. So
I'm
not.
currently stroking the mane of a small Fluttershy figurine while you tell me this story.
Well, I'm gonna do the Fluttershy voice as I do this at the right time.
You said I'm stroking, and I was seeing this conversation go a little differently. And if it did go differently, I would have been like, yeah, what else?
Anyway, you are finally in bed with the mare of your dreams, Fluttershy. You are worshipping her by your head to her crotch. When you fish out a chunk of carrot with your tongue, she does taste like salad, but the idea turns you on and you happily eat it. When you fish out a piece of lettuce and then a slice of tomato, you conclude that she literally has salad in her. You stop and you ask her about it. Her giggles are like heaven to your ears.
Oh, sorry. The last stallion that was down there, he was drunk and he threw up in there.
Are you happy to clean your waifu or will you add to the mix?
Oh goodness. That took a lot of turns. Huh. Um, I mean, I'm already down there, is what I'm really kind of feeling. And, I don't know why he would have that response to her. I mean, like, she's a very lovely mare. I don't care how drunk you are. That's a very lovely one you got right there. I feel, and if she needs me to, if she needs me to fix that for her, and that would make her happy, you know what? I'll just hold my nose, I guess.
Good job. Absolutely. You've done it. You answered Vylon questions. I'm proud of you. You hung in there. You survived. Good job, darling. Good job.
Oh boy.
And that on that lovely note, that is our time for the day. Twinkletail, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's been a blast. I was really looking forward to it. Like I said before we started, I was nervous that I wouldn't be very interesting, but I'm always nervous about things like that. But it
You
was a blast. I had a very fun time.
if there's any other questions anyone wants to ask or anything like that, where can they find you? How can they get in touch with you?
Um, I still check my FimFic every once in a while. I'm hoping to write more, but that's a good place. That's really it. I'm not very on social media or anything for the most part, except for my silly little roleplay Twitter that I have. So yeah, FimFic would be really the best place.
Awesome. Well,
At
that is.
Twinkletail, that's who I am.
And do you have anything in the poop chute, so to speak, for us to get excited for next? Anything coming up? You got
That's an
people possibly
interesting
working
one
on?
to ask after the last question.
I know.
Um, I mean, I have a couple of ideas, but it's just been so difficult to actually get myself to write, except for that one little short one I put out just recently. But I had a story that I want to enter for the contest currently going on there. There's like the rare pairings contest, I think it was.
Mhm.
And I kind of had an idea about something to write there. I don't know, should I give the idea away, or do I say who the pairing is, or what?
Go ahead if you wanna give it away, or you can say it's a surprise.
uh it's gonna sound weird but I'm weird, so that's okay. I had an idea of something about Zephyr Breeze and his natural partner, Granny Smith.
I'm so proud of you at this exact moment in time. I will throw my like onto it the moment it's there. We're good.
If I manage to write it. That's a big if nowadays.
Oh, well, again, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a great day. Remember to I wanna thank you to Alex underscore for being our top donator of bits today. The horses appreciate it, trust me.
Thank you.
What are we doing next week, Milk?
I don't fucking know. Game night, I think, is what we're doing on the schedule. I don't fucking
Well,
know.
tune in if you're part of our Patreon. We might even include you in our game night. So keep that in mind. All right. Well, thank you again. And your bartenders for this evening have been Flammenwerfer,
Yeah, who else?
Milk.
Yeah, what else?
And our guest has been Twinkletail.
Yeah, what they said.
And I'm a non-pencil. Thank you again for everything. And remember, if she's got salad down there, don't be a fucking quitter, you pussy.
I just need a little ranch.